Great.
Please state your full legal name for the record.
Sharon Crimmins.
Do you swear to tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God?
Yes, I do.
Describe for the court your educational background.
I have a bachelor's in criminal justice and a master's in forensic psychology.
How many times have you been an expert witness?
In the last 10 years of my career, I have been an expert witness at least 25 times.
How much are you getting paid for your testimony today?
I'm not being paid for my testimony, only for my time.
Did you perform an evaluation on Mr. Bumble?
Yes,
Why were you asked to evaluate Mr. Bumble?
to find out if Mr. Bumble is competent to stand trial.
What legal definition is applicable to the referral question that you addressed when assessing Mr. Bumble?
Mr. Bumble's competency to stand trial.
What procedures and/or tests did you perform during your evaluation?
I used the Wechsler Adult Intelligence Scale 3, the Minnesota Multifaceted Personality Test 2, Personality Assessment Inventory, the Rosarch Inkblot Test, the Bender Motor Gestalt Test, the Bender Motor Gestalt Test Immediate Recall, Ray's 15-item test, Psychopathy Checklist Revised, and Structured Interview of Reported Symptoms.
What were the results of your evaluation?
Mr. Bumble is currently not competent to stand trial.
Why do you believe that Mr. Bumble is not competent to stand trial?
Due to his mental illness, he's unlikely to have a good understanding of the likely outcome of his case.
Did you arrive at a diagnosis for Mr. Bumble?
Yes, I did.
What is your diagnosis?
Chronic schizophrenia of the paranoid type.
Can you describe for the court the reasons for that diagnosis?
Mr. Bumble's primary diagnosis of schizophrenia paranoid type represents a mixture of characteristic signs and symptoms, both positive and negative, which had been present for most of this defendant's adult life. Mr. Bumble expressed many ingrained paranoid delusions which, in reviewing his extensive file of mental health treatment, are chronic in nature.
Is that diagnosis considered to be a mental disease or defect?
That would be a mental disease.
Why?
According to the Diagnostic Statistical Manual, 4th edition of the American Psychiatric Association, schizophrenia is considered a mental disease.
Do you believe Mr. Bumble understands the proceedings today?
No.
Why not?
Mr. Bumble is currently severely mentally ill. Due to his level of illness, he's not able to realistically to plan a meaningful legal defense.
Do you think Mr. Bumble understands what he is charged with?
Yes,
Why?
Mr. Bumble has a good understanding of the charges against him. However, he does not appear to understand the proceedings he would face in the upcoming trial.
Do you think Mr. Bumble can work with his attorney to successfully defend himself?
No.
Why not?
The defendant does not have the ability to provide his attorney with factual information due to his extreme paranoia.
Do you have any other information about Mr. Bumble that you feel would be helpful to the court?
No.
Thank you. You may step down.